And here we are now live with my good friend, George Lebron. That's right, owner and CEO of Lebron Glass. George, thanks for joining us.
Hey
Thanks
Greg, how
for
you
being
doing?
on Late Nights on the Potty. You're here
Thank
on
you,
the
fam. We have something to talk about. We have a lot to talk about. Sports, the world.
This is
What's
what we do, baby. We're
up?
here.
Where are you? In the basement.
My office is under construction. And if you see in the back right there,
You
all right,
bought
I'm trying
some
to get like
Benjamins.
you. Uh, we have an interesting episode tonight. We have some heartbreaking news if you're an NFL fan, besides the Eagles noise, which will turn our attentions off for a second. But we found out today Tom Brady, the GOAT, retired again. Do you think he's pump faking?
Nah, because when he said it, he cried. He was about to tear. That you felt his voice cracked and all that.
Can you imagine being on the beach, just walking your dog in the morning and you see over by the dunes Tom
Tom Brady
Brady retiring?
with a tear down his eye, like I'm out.
It hurt me. It hurt me to
I
watch.
mean,
We'll play the video. We'll play the video too.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So it won't be long-winded. Like, you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
I kind of had a feeling. I kind of had a feeling that this was going to be his last year. I mean, if you watched him during the season, he just wasn't fully like he tried to be there, but he wasn't
You're right.
there.
You're
You know,
100%. You're
that man broke like 4 tablets. You've never seen him break that many tablets in his life. He gets frustrated, but He's passionate. All the fire that you see on the bench on the sidelines, it's passion. But this year, this season, you could just see him so angry. Maybe that had to do with his personal life.
even in the pocket. I felt like he was rushed. And I understand the offensive line was
Injuries to O line.
was a little banged up as well. So they were calling quick plays for him to get the ball out of his
Mm-hmm.
hands, 3-step drops and whatnot. But there was even an element of his quarterback play that felt like it
What's
carried
the
over
same?
to the sideline.
It was. Come on. Him and Mike Evans, his number one receiver. Come on. They didn't even have connection. When he was over 1,000 yards for his, I think, eighth season in a row.
Wow.
But come on, eighth season in a row, over 1,000 yards. Mike Evans is a problem. But his
Bombing.
number one was he targeted Chris Godwin more.
Let me follow up and ask you a question then. The coach of the San Francisco 49ers, we had an analyst on the other night, Mando Madness, gave us a little prediction that Brady might be in San Fran, but then the next day he retires. But then today, Kyle Shanahan, the coach of the San Francisco 49ers, says we don't see Jimmy G coming back to the Niners. So now they have an injured, two injured young quarterbacks.
Purdy.
If you're the coach of the San Francisco 49ers, you just said Jimmy G is not coming back. You have a quarterback race now with Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. Who do you give the edge to, number one? And number two, if Mike Evans is going to be Tom Brady-less, is he an option for a team? And can you see a team acquiring him? And if so, which team?
Let me say this: Mike Evans, he could catch the ball whoever throws it to him. I might be wrong, but it had to be. It's over 8 seasons, 1,000 yards. This man caught passes from Jameis Winston, where he threw 30 TDs and 30 intos. That man caught over 1,000 yards while he was his quarterback. A man who led the league in TDs and intos.
So does he stay in Tampa, or do you think a contender picks him up now?
I mean, if you really think about it, Tampa's still a contender. They just need
Honest, you're right.
why not have Jimmy G go to Tampa?
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Jimmy G was the backup in the Patriots.
My last question: who do you give the edge to? Brock Purdy, Trey Lance? I mean, the guy just brought you to the NFC Championship game.
I got Purdy. You save money. You if you stick with Purdy, you could actually probably sign another star. You don't have to sign him over.
You're right. It's gonna be a fun year. And now
You could
let's
probably
bring in-
You could probably keep Purdy, save money for another great pickup.
that team is still a threat, man. And it's a great time to bring in our co-host. But
Mr. Soflo.
you know, the SoFlo life sometimes, could get. It's still sunny, I think.
It's fucking dogs the whole day. Excuse my language.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Oh, hey, Daddy. Hey, Daddy.
We
Hey,
have
what's up, George? Glad to have you on the pod.
I just had to switch over. Yo, I just swiped over and seen the potty. I'm dying.
So,
that's
Can you tell me? Can you tell me where Brian is?
I don't know, but I'm on the shelf right now.
Okay. How you doing there? How was your day? Has it been a shitty day?
It's been a pretty shitty day. I think I'm waiting for Brian, but
We're live on the potty, and we have the potty live on the potty. George, any questions for the potty?
Let me ask you a question. If it's yellow, does it mellow?
if it's yellow, does it mellow?
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
If it's yellow, does it mellow? If it's brown, flush it down. Come on, potty. Potty, come on. Potty, come on. Come on.
Potty, come on.
Come on.
Potty. I'm glad you got the first ever episode live on the potty with the potty. You got a chance to meet the potty.
It's the legend himself.
Wow.
That's absurd.
Unbelievable. But now we have our co-host Brian B. Blicky B. Boga back.
Hey, how you doing?
George, how's it going, my man? I really miss
I'm
you.
hanging in there. I miss you too, bro. I'm hanging in there, preparing life for a new life.
For new life, and let's mention that's right. I just went to George's baby shower. Unfortunately, Brian, you're down in SoFlo up in New York City,
Yes.
over the bridge, and he's having a beautiful daughter soon, and we're so happy for new life coming towards his way.
Yes, yeah, man. I wish I was there. How was it? It was a good party?
Good party, good people.
George didn't go.
Imagine.
George missed it.
I'm trying to see if I'm invited to
I
the
was there
birthday.
though. George, while we got you here, like I mentioned earlier, CEO, founder of LeBron Glass.
I mean, hey, I provide high class work. I'm dedicated to the work I do with glass and metal and mirrors. I aim to please. Now, when you do good work, they talk, and it's a lot of work. So I'm blessed. Look at that.
You could check out LeBron Glass on Instagram.
Wow.
Oh wow, beautiful.
Thank you. I try. And that was a basement. I make anything work.
He's aimed.
If it's not good for my house, then it ain't good enough.
There it is. Thank you for sharing a little insight about your business and your role as CEO. Not everybody is out here, especially in New York City, man. Brian down in SoFlo, but we have a great show tonight. We have two legends. We just had the potty on. Brian, tell us a little insight about the potty. Was he upset? Was he? Why did he want to come on here? Did he have a message for us?
Well, so, I do have a 2-bedroom condo, so I do have 2 potties. And, sometimes one potty will get a little bit upset that, I use that one either in the morning or at night. And sometimes I'll just completely avoid one. I usually try to at least use each potty once a day. But sometimes I have to avoid, especially the guy that was just on in the beginning. Yeah, you got to avoid him some days.
Yeah, I felt like
he jealous.
Say again?
He seems possessive. He seems possessive. That body seems possessive. He wants all the shit.
He can get that way, but his flushes are amazing. Absolutely amazing.
He said
he got bothered. He got bothered by my question. If it's yellow, doesn't matter.
I couldn't make a straight face, bro.
That was awesome. Yeah, man. So we were talking a little bit about, how Brady is no longer in the NFL. Sad day for NFL fans. Officially for the second time, but I think this is more for real. Retiring. Brian, any thoughts on Tom Brady? You kind of remind me of Tom Brady, even though you're not
He,
the football guy, you're the basketball Brady.
he's like a young Brady right now with the hair in the
I,
20s. Brady.
he gives me a Brady vibe. He's just
True.
when he looks at
That's
you,
a
I
fact.
don't want to drop the ball.
What's actually interesting to me is, okay, so Tom Brady retires 45 years old. Now, is that
Yeah.
similar to what LeBron will be retiring at? Is that the age, 45?
I don't
I don't
know.
want to take the topic off of Tom Brady because he is an absolute GOAT, probably the best quarterback to ever play in the NFL. But it's just interesting concept now that we're talking about these guys playing so much longer. So I think
The
45
average.
might be that age for LeBron.
I mean, how old is LeBron right now?
38.
38? I don't think so. I don't think he'll make it a 45.
Yeah, a little different at the quarterback position, obviously, as well.
It
The
is very
physicality,
like
no question. He did take
yes,
some hits though. But
he did.
I will say this: LeBron is waiting for Bronny. Um, I I
Yes. I
I
think
said
a
he had
solid 1
seven.
year.
I
I
think
think
I
he
think
wants to play 1 year.
I mean, Brian, you mentioned on a previous show, I think this week, that Bronny might be having his best year statistically this year. If he's having his best year statistically, he doesn't need his best year at 45. Did you see Jordan stats at 38 versus LeBron stats? I mean, we'll put them up right now, but the stats at 38 are nowhere near comparison. So he can have Jordan 38 stats at 45 and be fine. We don't need him to have the best stats of his career every year. It's so unreal that we're desensitized. We gloss over it. We've been used to it for 20 years. This guy is a animal freak of nature. He is the GOAT. Debate your father, not me. Okay.
I
Let
mean,
me
I
tell
said,
you
I
something.
said it on the last episode. He's the GOAT. Like, how can people even say he's not the GOAT at this point?
Oh, LeBron?
LeBron, yeah.
I mean, he's up there. I mean,
Up there.
I guess you could tell. I mean, yeah, because it's hard. Because think about it. Like you had Jordan at 38. How long he was away from the game
But
until he came back? Be honest, like he wasn't in shape. I mean, he
I
stood in decent shape.
how I pointed out is MJ had the greatest probably 8-year run of any NBA player ever.
no question.
LeBron's overall package that he brings over these 20 years is just too much
Preach, Brian. Preach.
for MJ's stats and all that. You can't handle all that. That's why I always say LeBron's overall is the greatest ever.
It's
If you're
very hard.
comparing 8 years, MJ's got it. But you're comparing his whole career,
Body of
Career
work.
wise,
body
body
of
of
work.
work. Mm. I
It's
mean,
it's,
that's
it's a
There's
hard,
no
man.
no-brainer.
It's like tough.
there's no comparison. There's
It's a
no
no-brainer.
comparison.
It's a no-brainer. Now, I will
You
say
can't
this.
put one A. I'll say one A.
No problem,
You
as
can
long as
just switch it.
Jordan's the 1A. But listen,
See, that's tough. See,
here's what I'll admit though, because I will talk with old heads, and we're not old heads, but we are older heads. We're like in the middle of the generations right now. So I
we
will talk.
appreciate we appreciate both generations.
We do, and I do appreciate. I mean, bro, we all grew up on Jordan. I'm not no Jordan hater. I love Jordan. I mean, Jordan was my idol until Bron came in the league. Actually, Jordan was my idol until AI came in the league, and then Kobe, and then and then LeBron, and then but I'll be honest with you. I hear people make the argument about rings. No question. You got it. 2, 3 peats, sure. No question. Like Brian said, that 8-year span, no one better. Then I'll concede
Scoring
one.
titles,
I'll,
defensive player of the year. I mean, that's tough. That's tough. That's tough.
I'll also concede one more thing. They talk about the killer. There's a killer aspect that Kobe had and Jordan had, very similar. The games, right? I'll give you that. Meanwhile, LeBron will be number 1 in all-time scoring. So I don't get it.
I think people lack the respect of LeBron's killer instinct. Truthfully, I think that man is a killer with the plays he make, the decisions he make at the time. You know how hard it is to make the right play at the right second. You never see LeBron not have the ball. He made the play. He chose to pass it or shoot it. Nothing wrong with it. So he's a killer to me. He's always been a killer to me.
He's a pass first all-time leading scorer in NBA history. Unbelievable to say.
I don't know if this is true, but I think I heard this somewhere where LeBron actually has like the most amount of game-winning shots, maybe within the last like 10 seconds out of anyone.
Wow.
Damn, really?
Mm-hmm. Now he obviously has his moments. He had his moments where he passed the ball up, you
Yeah.
know, he had a couple bad moments, but I think overall he had a lot of clutch
Great.
plays, clutch finishes, and
Yeah.
people point out those few times where he made a bad decision. And of course, he's the greatest player in the world. He's going to get criticized like that. But it's almost like a girl that you do all this for a girl, and she's going to point out that one bad thing that you do.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I've been there.
Right? And that's kind of how people. That's a love-hate relationship with LeBron. That's how I kind of see it.
True.
That's it.
They're gonna miss him when he's gone.
Oh, no question. No question.
Everyone's gonna miss him when he's gone.
You know what? I'm already missing Miami Bron, old 2016 Cleveland Bron, because I'm appreciating LA LeBron, of course, because it's still, like you said, statistically off the charts. But kids, like younger generations, they don't appreciate what he was at 19. He was blocking shots with his elbow. Like he was
At 19.
the fastest 6'9" player. Like he was faster than guards at 6'9". The speed he
When
had.
he came into,
He's still explosive. Like it's just unreal.
I think we should bring it back to Tom Brady, so
Okay.
that man can get his respect.
I think this year was shifty because of the head coach.
And
I mean, Tom Brady also, but
I love Byron Leftwich too, but I didn't think him and Tom got an opportunity to gel like they wanted to. Like I feel like they were, like we were talking about earlier, just rushed in the pocket. And this was the first year you saw Tom Brady frustrated on the sidelines, like George said. But like you said, Brian, the body of work, you can't beat Brady. This guy is unreal. It's going to be different without Brady in the league because there's a nostalgic attachment to guys like that who I've seen since I was a kid. And then the new generation will look up to the Patty Mahomes, and they'll look up to the Jalen Hurts now, who's going to prove himself in the Super Bowl. George, what's your Super Bowl prediction while we have you? What's the gut say?
Chiefs. I think Chiefs. I think they have a point to prove now. They got embarrassed by the Buccaneers. They're gonna have a point to prove. I think it's about they're gonna run up that scoreboard at least over 30.
I think the margin, whoever wins, is going to be between 1 to 13. I don't think it's a blowout. I don't think no one wins by 2 touchdowns.
I think it's a blowout. I think they definitely win by 2 touchdowns.
Nah, you can't do Philly like that. They're the best team in the league right now.
I know, but it's like
You're
you think he's gonna show
guy.
up?
You're a Patty guy.
I'm not a Patty guy. You know why I'm not a Patty guy? Because they try to vibe. They try to say he's a Hall of Famer already. He's gonna be better than Brady. I'm not a Patty guy. I don't like that comparison. Don't tell me you're gonna be better than Tom. Don't do that. It's impossible.
Well,
his
first 5 seasons are better than Tom at the moment.
If Philly wins, that city is gonna go absolutely nuts. Like
I'm gonna lie to you. I'm gonna lie. I fucking hate. I hate Philly. I hate Philly.
Oh, I'm scared for small business.
And there you have it.
I hate Philly.
Okay. I hate him. I don't care.
Bro, if Philly wins, they're breaking windows, lighting shit on fire. Cars are exploding. There's gonna be crackheads doing flips.
You just reminded me, Brian.
It's gonna be a crazy scene out there.
Pivoting from sports, this is real life, like George is talking about. We could talk sports, we could talk life here. But Canada and British Columbia just started a 3-year experiment legalizing fentanyl, heroin, and several other drugs. They said the war on drugs is over. Drugs won. You're better off finding other ways to deal with drugs than throwing everyone in jail. Elon Musk said, all things considered, it's the better approach. How do you react to something like that? You can have like a certain amount of heroin on you, and cops won't even seize it.
Listen, my real question is if someone sells that stuff legally, say they give fentanyl, heroin to someone, and that person goes and kills somebody, what is going to happen to those people that sold that drug?
It's an experiment too, and
I feel like it's if they control it, as in the only way you can do it is in house at a certain portion. You understand what I'm saying?
It's they're too addictive though.
But,
You know?
but
But
like,
I'm saying, dude, like I'm saying, like first, like in the city, there are places where you have drug addicts walk in and get
yeah,
it fixed.
yeah, I heard about that. I heard about
They
that.
are.
Yeah,
There's a couple in Manhattan,
And is that good?
and it's controlled. You don't
no,
see them outside
but here,
tripping. You see them inside,
Mhm.
housed. They can't go outside until they come down from that high.
I mean, so the reason why the cops and they go after the drugs first is so crimes aren't committed after the fact, right? So
Really?
now we're just giving them the drugs, the crimes are going to happen now, and then they're going to get arrested. So it's kind of a prevention of that crime happening by putting these people in jail first.
we'll see how it works. We'll see how it works. Maybe we'll leave it at that. Maybe we'll just,
I
we
think you can never win. Truthfully, you can never win against drugs. Who's really winning? Nobody's winning. Nobody's ever going to win against drugs. Trust me, I know. I've been around it. Um, it's you don't win. You don't win. I've seen people I've known when I was 15, 14 playing outside basketball, and I noticed that he smokes enough. And I'm talking about wow, he was good. Whether they control it, whether they try to put centers, you don't win. The people who are taking it, their family don't win. Them as people don't win. Their kids don't win. Their friends don't win because if you have friends, they care about you. You just don't win. There's no winning with that ever. Drugs and people don't win.
yeah. Unfortunately, I think we're all, 6 degrees separated from either a friend, a family member, somebody who has,
Addiction.
something in their life
Problem.
that may be addictive, and it's tough, man. But bigger cities and now countries like Canada, they're taking different approaches. And Brian, how would you, Brian the politician, go about it?
Like I said before, my whole thing is I feel like so people go on drugs, right? Now, I don't think the crimes happen when they're actually on the drugs. I think it happens when they're off of the drugs, trying to get more money. They're going through withdrawals. And that's when the certain crimes and the violence happens, is when they're trying to get money for more drugs, or they're going through withdrawals and not thinking correctly. And that's when the true crime happens. And that's what we want to prevent.
I think George said it best. I don't think there's a winner. I don't think
There's
anyone
not.
can win. I think it has to be individually a matter of accountability, but also an attachment to something bigger than us. Maybe that's religion for some people, maybe that's spirituality for some people, but it takes an inner journey that
Finding yourself.
that kind of brings yourself higher than the addiction itself. And bigger cities trying to control it and create control centers is a unique approach for sure that we'll obviously monitor here on the Late Night Poddy. But George, Brian, great insight on a more heavier matter on the Late Night Poddy, and we'll be back right after these short messages from our sponsor. Listen, I hope you guys work it out. We just want Brian back. We're trying to close out the last segment here on February 1st. It's the first of the month. It's a new month. It's a new leaf. We hope you turn over a new leaf with the other potty, regardless of their number or pronouns.
Hey, Potty, what kind of toilet paper you received?
We got Brian back here. Oh.
Wait. What brand is that though? He doesn't even know. It just say it on the thing. There's no imprint on the thing.
There is no brand.
He doesn't know this thing. He stole that shit from his job.
This is the royal bias. This is the first product that's going to come from the potty.
Well, sticking to the topic of toilet paper, I love Cottonelle. I love that.
But can we please make sure people are using their baby wipes as well? They don't have to be baby wipes. They can be flushable. cleansing cloths. If you don't want to say baby wipe, if you feel a little, that affects your manhood. Flushable cleansing cloths.
I'm a big baby wipes guy. George,
Huge.
George, are you a baby wipes guy?
I enjoy both, truthfully.
Yes. This is a man culture.
Oh, I can't. My thing is, if you baby wipe, you got a toilet paper after. Don't just tell me. Don't baby wipe and that's it.
No.
It's
a mixture
reverse.
of both.
I've learned. Like I've asked this question before, which is weird.
No way.
Some people say baby wipe.
Toilet paper.
No, baby wipe only.
Yeah.
No.
What's in it? Yeah,
that's
brother,
bad.
I've met people like that.
That's bad, bro.
Well, ask me why.
That's nasty.
Wow.
Yes.
There's some situations where you can, obviously, but immediately after, as soon as possible, you're taking a shower as well.
Of course. Yeah.
Time
out. I have a question for you guys. Because you didn't finish. You guys did not finish this.
Sure.
You toilet paper first. You baby wipe second. Do you not go over one more time?
One more
with the toilet paper.
One more with the toilet paper. Yes.
But you gotta have a dry butt.
You heard it here first. Late Nights on the Poddy, only on the RBC Network. We are privileged and honored to have owner and CEO of LeBron Glass, George LeBron, in the house. Welcome to come on the Late Night Poddy anytime, Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On the Poddy,
I do have to bring up one point, though. So for some people, you're running in a bad situation. You run out of your wipes, right? You still got plenty of toilet paper, right? From COVID 2020 when you bought, hundreds of packs of this shit, right? So you don't have the flushable wipes, but what you do have, let me bring it right quick. Paper towel. No, it's already sanitized when you buy it. Come on now.
But
you don't have the flushable wipes. You do have the paper towel. So what you do is you take one paper towel, you put it on the water, you squeeze out the water, and you use that as a flushable wipe.
This is what I'm telling you now, because I feel bad for your potties, because that thickness is so hard to go down. It damages your pipes.
Wait, what happened?
You left.
Hey, is everything okay? Oh my God, bro. We're gonna cut.
Yo, Potty.
We gotta cut. Potty, stop. Potty. So on Late Nights on the Poddy, George, we like to finish with our last segment that's called the last wipe. We like to wipe the slate clean. George, anything else on your mind you want to share with the people tonight?
NBA MVP favorites. Who do you have? Tatum or the Joker?
Ooh, Brian, would you like to take that first?
So what's funny was I was just talking about this and seeing the Boston Celtics absolutely destroy the Nets.
Tonight.
Tonight. I was saying Kevin Durant is MVP. Now, obviously that changes after his injury, but it showed how important he was to that team. And a lot of Kevin Durant's been kind of quiet on the media, and I feel like a lot of people are kind of writing him off.
Well, not on Twitter.
Not on Twitter, of course, but I feel like a lot of people are writing him off for MVP. And I mean, that team was doing really well before he got hurt.
I hear your point.
What's your take on that? What's your take? Who do you have on MVP? It has to be quick. It has to be straight up to the point. Like, for example, right now, I'll say Tatum MVP.
Right off the bat, Joel Embiid. But the Joker, I think he's averaging a triple-double. They announced it today, 25, 11, and 10, I think it went up to. He's averaging a triple-double.
63 field goal percentage.
I mean, I got to give it to him a third time. I mean, but again, without Joker on the court, where are the Nuggets? Without Tatum on the court, where are the Celtics? Without LeBron on the court, we know where the Lakers are. With him on the court, they're struggling. So it's hard to put LeBron up there. I mean,
Greatness.
Only because he just cooked the Joker. He just cooked.
Oh my God! Gave him the business. 42 and 18.
And people don't show him enough love, because without him in Philly, they're in trouble.
Now is Luka out of the conversation?
I think now this NBA, yes, because they go
over
for
stats real quick. 33, 9, and 8 assists, 50% field goal percentage.
that's for a point guard.
That kid's 20. How old? 23, 24?
23, 24. My take now, NBA, they usually now they're just giving it to whoever's on the top two teams. Top two in the West is most likely one of those players on the top two teams will win.
Is the MVP
Western
still
East.
chosen at the end of the season, or I know there was some changing happening when they were giving the MVP out?
Really?
I think they did. I don't think they give it out during the season.
I think they're giving it out a little later in the playoffs now.
Yeah, they are.
Now I don't know if that affects it, but is MVP based on regular season, or are we putting it?
It's always been regular season.
Just regular season, right? And the playoffs do not matter at all.
I feel like the votes ending. The vote ends like the first week of the playoffs.
If playoff matters, LeBron went to the finals 10 straight years. He could have been 10 straight MVPs. But
I'm not. You know what? If the Lakers make the playoffs this year, it's kind of hard to say that LeBron isn't the MVP.
In game, play in or playoff or top six.
Top six.
Top six, not playing.
We completely ignored Giannis, by the way.
Mm-hmm. No, we're still talking.
Yeah, we are.
But that's how crazy the league is right now. That's how wild the league is right now. The league has never been better.
Never been better. And then for a 38-year-old LeBron to statistically average what he's averaging against the best it's ever been.
Right. I mean, I feel like we're missing somebody too, which is crazy.
Giannis.
Yeah, Giannis, you got Joker, I got
Luka and Joel.
Luka,
Ja Morant. Ja Morant.
I don't got Ja Morant.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see who ends up MVP in the NBA. Like Brian said, this is one of the best seasons to watch. And I know people don't like watching because of these refs and because of just like the style of play, because the Nets just lost by 1,000. I mean, you know what I mean? because of load management. People take games off. People hate this new NBA, but meanwhile, it's the best it's ever been, man. Brian just said it. Like, what's the disconnect there between the best it's ever been and people hating it because of scheduled off days? This was an awesome episode. Unfortunately, our sponsors are going to get upset at us. We're going to have to wrap up here, but Late Nights on the Poddy only on the RBC Network. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to CEO and founder of LeBron Glass, George LeBron, IG LeBron Glass, New York City tri-state area. New York City tri-state area, if you need him, he's there for you. George, thanks for coming on, man, and we hope to see you again soon.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Guys, have a good night.
Appreciate you guys. Love you, George. Thank you for coming on.
Love you too, my brother.
Yo,
later.
Love you guys, man.
Can you get out my face? I'm on the potty. Where the party at? Where the party at? Where the party at? You know I can't forget to wash my hands. Action.